Greetings from the Golden State. I'm Greg Ira, Director of the UC California Naturalist Program. I'd like to recognize this area along the lower Sacramento River as Patwin land. And I'd like to honor the ancestors of the Patwin people, as well as those who still live in the area today. In places just like this, around our diverse state of California, we work with local organizations to further the mission of the California Naturalist Program, to foster a diverse community of naturalists and promote the stewardship of California's resources through education and service. We hope you'll enjoy this brief tour of a few of our partners and the unique places where they bring the California Naturalist Program to life.
Hello, from the Catalina Island Conservancy. The University of California Naturalist course focuses on the coastal Mediterranean climate of Southern California and the principles of island biogeography that shape the ecosystem of the Channel Islands. Catalina is thought to be a relaxing getaway in Southern California, but the Catalina Naturalist course is here to show you that it is so much more. Catalina Island is a part of the Channel Islands, sometimes referred to as the Galapagos of North America. Out here on Catalina, you have the potential to see endemic dwarf Channel Island fox, as well as California ground squirrel and quail that are large enough to be considered their own Catalina subspecies. We can't wait to explain to you why this happens. We'll also explore other species, both newly evolved and living fossils that can only be found here on Catalina. Catalina Island is the ancestral home of the Pimu Tongva and holds in its soil at least 8,000 years of evidence of human history. Catalina Island is a community. By participating in the Catalina California Naturalist Program, you are joining an inner circle of island advocates. Lend your unique perspective and voice to help strengthen our programs, such as our restoration efforts here at the Ackerman Native Plant Nursery. Help us spread important messages to protect this special place. We look forward to seeing you online and on the island.
Hello, my name is Brooke Gamble. I'm the Northern California Community Education Specialist for the UC California Naturalist Program. I'm here on the Russian River in Hopland, California, on Pomo ancestral land.
Hi, I'm Hannah Bird, the community educator here at the University of California Hopland Research and Extension Center. We're right at the bottom of the site here. The site is 5,358 acres, and it's a site that allows people to come and do research on the different kinds of systems we have here, from the oak woodlands to the chaparral, including some of the agricultural research into things like the vineyard here, and our sheep that live on site as well. We also do educational events, everything from letting kindergartners meet our lambs, all the way through to adult education, like the California Naturalist class that we hold here annually at the Hopland Research and Extension Center. So we're outside the Roadtrip Hall right now. This is the hall where we hold our California Naturalist classes and also the other school trips and events that we have here. One of the really great things about this hall is that it was designed to really fit in with the environment that it's here. So right with the oak woodlands, the madrones, all around it, the hall actually is built with the acorn woodpeckers that live here in mind. So we knew that whatever kind of a building we built here, the acorn woodpeckers would want to store their acorns in it. And we had to make a decision about whether we would build one that was impenetrable to them, or whether we would build one that would allow them to store but wouldn't impact the building. And we went for the latter. So you'll see that it is peppered with holes. It looks a little bit like Swiss cheese. The acorn woodpeckers do store their acorns in the outside, but it doesn't affect the building badly. It's a LEED certified building, and it's a great place to host those California Naturalist classes. Not only that, but outside of the classroom, you can step into the oak woodlands And then just a little bit further down here, you can move onto the Parsons Creek Trail. This trail allows us to see a riparian environment here. It also allows us to do phenology projects here, cover boards and other citizen science efforts that many of our California Naturalist graduates get involved with. Now here on the site in 2018, the river fire burned about 2/3 of the site. That was a fire that was part of the Mendocino Complex fires. At the time, they were the largest fires in California history, recorded history. Now, in fact, they're the second largest fires in California recorded history. We have the first largest happening in Mendocino National Forest, just north of here right now. One of the things that was really important about that fire happening here on the site, luckily, all the staff, even the sheep, we managed to move to safe ground. But it did give us an opportunity afterwards to use the site to research more into the effects of fire on California landscapes and also to educate about that. So through the California Naturalist class, we're able to bring the naturalists out onto this landscape, show them areas that are unburned, areas with prescribed burns, and areas where wildfire has had more of a catastrophic effect. But the wonderful native species here on the site show us how they are adapted to wildfire, and this bay behind me is one example of that. This amazing California bay, which clearly was burnt out right down here at the base, but now you're seeing the resprouting happening from the base and even up on the trunk as well. Beyond the lingering haze are blue skies. Beneath the ash are seeds prepared to sprout, and behind much of the charred bark, water and nutrients still flow through living tissue. Our community too will rebound. We know, now more than ever, that our work is vital to addressing the underlying influence that climate change plays in transforming natural hazards into disasters. And we will respond with a renewed sense of purpose.
Hello, I'm Sarah Angulo. I'm a community education specialist with the California Naturalist program. I'm here in the Central Valley on Patwin land.
Welcome to the Dominguez Rancho Adobe Museum. My name is Luis Fernandez. I'm the executive director here, and so I want to showcase some of the ecology that we have in the 17 acres of lush greens that are surrounding the property of the Adobe here, and those are actually very useful in terms of helping understanding the ecology in our area. We are 17 acres of green lush that surrounded by industry. I like to call this an Eden, an otherwise industrial area. And so that is the uniqueness that we have with the California Naturalist program, that we're able to explore this 17 acres for the benefit of teaching ecology, teaching the native plants that we have here in some of our gardens, the cactus and succulent gardens, as well as the rose garden, as well as composting stations. Welcome to the Dominguez Rancho Adobe Children's Garden. Here we have actually on our bed, we have crops, carrots, and then we have beans that are being grown. And one of the things that we want to do here through these children's gardens is to teach children that crops, their vegetables that they eat at home during dinner, they don't come from the grocery store, they have to be grown. So, this is also a unique thing that we also incorporate into the California Naturalist program that we have here on site. As I mentioned, we actually have a composting station that we showcase how to do composting in your home and through the different processes that go through that. We also sit on 17 acres of lush green I like to consider, and then in an otherwise industrial area. I like to think of this space as Eden in an otherwise industrial area because it's heavily populated by industry and also concrete jungle. So this is the only green area, 17 acres in a couple miles from here. So definitely want to keep that treasured paradise-like, Eden-like here and conserve it for generations to come. During the breaks, or even part of an educational component, is that we can walk our grounds and be taught about such ecology that exists here, as well as the native plants and so forth. So on behalf of the Dominguez Rancho Adobe Museum, I want to thank you and have a good day.
Hi, I'm the Southern California Community Education Specialist for the California Naturalist Program here on Kitch Tongaland.
Howdy, I'm Roger Gray, lead instructor for the California Naturalist course sponsored by the Los Angeles County Arboretum Foundation. Our course is called Natural History on the Edge, the Wildland-Urban Interface. Our course is centered here on the San Gabriel Valley, and we will, as conditions permit, use classrooms here at the Arboretum, and we will definitely use the botanical gardens here as a lab. But that's not the best part. The Arboretum is
just over a 3-mile walk from the Angeles National Forest, and the proximity of the wildland allows us to observe the interplay between wild creatures and the exotic species in the Arboretum gardens. We can also explore the interplay between the urban built environment and homes like this and the wild things that live just a few miles up the road in the National Forest. In fact, a few minutes walk or drive from our home base at the Arboretum, we can explore classic sun-drenched chaparral, live oak woodlands, and coniferous forest. We can visit riparian ecosystems, both where they run wild and the place where the stream is captured and channelized to run beneath the streets of the city, only to emerge in the middle of the city in a park acting as a superhighway for wildland critters to visit the urban neighborhoods.
Technology gives us the tools to conduct our hybrid course in a completely remote way if necessary. For example, for our fall course, participants will take hikes into the local forest on their own time and at their own pace, reporting back to their class and sharing their experiences via Google Classroom and Zoom class meetings.
Finally, our course emphasizes the role of naturalists as interpretive guide for others to help provoke them to make meaning of the resources that we're presented with.
Learning to live with the wildland and understanding our role as grassroots scientists, interpretive guides, and stewards of the land is the ultimate goal of Natural History on the Edge, here at the Arboretum in the San Gabriel Valley.